Turn up the power and turn up the fun. That was the concept behind GRIDLIFE GT. Welcome back to GRIDLIFE Midwest Festival and GRIDLIFE GT, race number 2. 1 year ago was the first ever race for this new series based off of the success found in the IBOC GRIDLIFE Touring Cup Series. Arjuna Kakapati joins me, Kyle Heyer, for this second race of the day for this GT Series. Arjuna, we got a pretty fun fight between Matan Rosenberg and James Houghton early on. Expectations for race 2.
If the front-wheel drive machine has been able to find a way through in the middle sector, we're going to be in for a treat. It was all about different lines, and James Houghton tried, but after starting on pole position, maybe chose the wrong side of the track, passed in the opening couple of corners, and after that, Matan Rosenberg absorbed plenty of pressure to hold on.
And let's hear from Matan Rosenberg. Jackson Lambros caught up with him after race 1.
So Matan Rosenberg going to take race 1 here. You just had a big fist bump with James. How fun of a battle was that for race 1?
That was a lot of fun. You know, me and James went for a run last night. He's been encouraging me to be healthy and go on runs, and so, you know, he beat me in the run last night, and so I had to beat him in something this weekend, so I figured race 1 was a good place to start. It was really tough out there, hot track after the drifters. These tires were not having it after. It felt like 2 or 3 laps, like the 7, 8, 9 complex. Really hard to keep the car under me. I just wanted to make sure I didn't make any mistakes in front of James, and it was a good time. Thanks to my coach, Luke McGrew, over there. And good race. Of course, if I made any slip up, James would be there to capitalize on it. But it was a lot of fun. Just hot. Felt like a long race, but it sounded like it was actually maybe a lap short, so I'm not complaining about it. But fun race.
Thanks, Matan.
Thank you.
Matan Rosenberg, quite a character, as he lines up for the front of this second race. Let's have a look at our starting lineup now before we get going racing in a pretty quick moment here as the field works their way around. We'll have a look at the starting lineup. And, well, we don't have it up on screen here. I don't think we have time to go through it, so we're going to not. We're going to get going here in just a moment. With the safety car lights are out, side by side, Matan Rosenberg and James Houghton in command.
And while they finished in the opposite order to which they qualified, they're starting in the same grid order as in race number 1, the TCR car on the inside into the left-hander, which is what lost him the race lead.
All right, here we go. GRIDLIFE GT, race number 2 from Gingerman Raceway. About to get underway. There's the green flag. Chris DeLucia popping on a line very quickly. 3 wide into turn 1. That's not going to work, boys. DeLucia somehow gets it to the inside. Houghton pulls almost clear of Rosenberg. He lunges up the inside.
I think that actually helped out Rosenberg to hold the lead, because not much you can do in that front-wheel drive machine when you start to get squeezed. The Civic being a big car as well for the TCR category. DeLucia going aggressive. You could pull out of line as soon as that green flag dropped, and he saw his opportunity to punch the throttle and get this race going.
Yeah, and again, I think that's going to disappoint Houghton. And he managed to clear Rosenberg. It could be a very different race, but he had the distraction from the number 40. And DeLucia up to 3rd, wasn't waiting around for anybody.
No, absolutely not. And his car kind of fell off in the first race, dropped into the clutches of Christian Aranja. Let's see if he's going to be able to correct that slide now with a couple of car lengths back to the Corvette. That black and yellow number 57 hunting him down.
And look at AJ Hartman, the blue-roofed Mustang, chasing Eric Meadows in the number 3. Love when cars have numbers on the roof. Makes it easy for us, doesn't it? That's a great battle there for 6th, just behind the battle for 3rd and 4th. That's Arana DeLucia in the yellow Corvette, and the white BMW, who does not go, leaving Tenby fire under the hood of that E36, and he'll have to come to an immediate stop as we come up over the hill. And Matan Rosenberg will lead the way, and this will likely be a very quick full course yellow.
Hope that he was able to get stopped and get out of that car. It looked like it started to develop pretty quickly. And there comes the yellow, and no surprise there. Field neutralized with our top 2 just as they were at the end of our opening race of the day for them, but heartbreak for that BMW, unfortunately. Well, you know, they just mentioned the gust will be 30 to 40 miles an hour, which will be significant, so if anyone is around the track, hunker down just a little bit. If that arrives when we get into our shootouts, though, We talk about unpredictability and change in racing being the determining factor in presenting opportunities. There could be a chance for some of our running orders to be mixed up, and for Rosenberg and Houghton, who have started on the front row for both of these races today, they'll be hoping it will be the same tomorrow, but there's no guarantee with just one lap in the session.
Safety car off. We're gonna go green. We're going racing in GRIDLIFE GT. Great work by the rescue guys to patch that up. It will likely just be one lap. Green flag and white flag. We're back underway. One lap to go, and here comes Houghton.
Straight up the inside, knew the restart was where he had to pounce, but he's left himself with a long way around of turn 2, and this is how Rosenberg held on to the lead at the start of race number 1.
See if he can throttle up and steal it. Christian Aranha's going to get to the inside. Can Houghton cross him over and find a way by that 484 Matan Rosenberg?
Aranha spent so much of race 1 fighting with DeLucia. The first time today he's been able to focus on those front 2, and just one lap here. The TCR is going to be pretty good entering into a lot of these longer sweeping corners. The rear-wheel drive Corvettes will be better powering off, and we've seen, especially out of turn 10B, Houghton not able to close the gap. Aranha needs to try and close a little bit more if he wants a chance at second. Yeah,
it's 4 car lengths now. 3, 2, and 1. Watch him close in through the middle of the corner, leaning on the downforce of that Honda Civic TCR. It's so hard to get a run in the right place for this car. He's going to get right on the rear bumper of Rosenberg, trying to pressure him into a mistake. Arjuna, half a lap to go.
He's running out of time, and with a couple of chances for that Corvette to breathe through the gears and maybe extend the advantage on power down, it's going to be a chance to try and switch back underneath, but this is where the power of the Corvette comes to shine.
Now drag race up the backstretch. Houghton's got through the gears pretty well there. He's going to pop out of line. Can he get a side draft on this Corvette? Down the back straightaway, 1 corner to go. Can he lean on the brakes? He will. Here comes James Houghton up the inside into the final corner. They're going to be door to door, coming back to the checkers. Here they come to the line. Who wins it? It's going to be a photo finish, and James Houghton steals it by 1/1000th of a second. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
It was all as they ran to the line. Rosenberg got off the corner decently, but the power of the Honda Civic roars to the line.
1,000th,
wow.
The closest finish in GRIDLIFE history, bar none. That is unbelievable.
Well, Houghton's got one over Rosenberg now today. I think they may go for a run later, try and break the stranglehold between the two of them.
My voice could not hold together for that. I apologize for that. 1/1000th of a second in GRIDLIFE GT. How about that? Unbelievable.
I thought that James had won, but even looking at that, I can't believe it. There's no way that that just happened. And the intention to go to the inside at that last corner, the tighter line often will see you leave with less momentum. But he was able to get the exit off the corner. 1 lap restart. Oh, what a fight.
Guarantee you they have no idea who won that race. So they're going to find out when they roll back down the pit lane, unless anybody's on the radio. Oh, that was cool. But, wow. I'll say, after the scare earlier in the race, that was a good redeeming factor there, assuming Chris DeLucia is all right. We'll update you as soon as we can. But, man, 1/1000th, closest finish in GRIDLIFE history.
Wow, wow, wow. And it's our reminder that you can make race cars with very different philosophies compete in the same performance window. After being frustrated for 15-odd minutes in that first race, looking one way then the other, James Houghton found his move. And the place that we thought he was weakest in race 1 was where he was able to close the gap.
Well, they're going to head back to the pit lane here, and let's have a look here at the highlights for GRIDLIFE GT race number 2. Then we'll head to break and get GLTC race 2 underway. The start was dramatic. The finish was dramatic. Look at how tight it was. DeLucia up the inside in that number 40. That was a pretty big moment that put Houghton on the back foot here. And on the opening lap, Rosenberg just stretched the difference.
And without the safety car, he might have been able to build up the buffer because the lap time delta was not that large between them. But Rosenberg, under pressure on the restart, 1 lap to go, and James Houghton knew he had to attack from the drop of the green and white.
Yeah, and then from here, this was game on. And using the advantage of that Honda Civic. You know, I think the winning moment was for him, Arjuna, was going to the outside into 10B, setting himself up with a wider arc on corner exit.
part of me is also wondering, I think it's going to be a headwind, into the final corner. Maybe that slowed Rosenberg down enough for the Civic to get alongside, and then this drag race. Rosenberg gets a good exit, but as they go through the gears, the Civic's able to grab them just that little bit quicker, gets the acceleration, and Lightning McQueen style, tongue across the line first.
James Houghton shed some LBs over the offseason, and that was the difference. We'll be right back with more racing right after this.